spectacular hot string students. Today we are going to have our very first lesson, and I have my lovely whiteboard over here that I will be putting up a lot of our examples. Today's lesson is going to be reviewing how do we read notes on a staff. So first we're going to start with defining a staff. What is a staff? 3 members. Well, a staff is a set of 5 horizontal lines that represent a different musical pitch. And remember, we have those little circle dot things, like kind of like look like little bumblebee. That's how we mark and signify which pitch we should be playing. So if we think, how many lines did we have on the staff? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 lines on the staff. So that would mean that we have how many spaces in it? Yeah, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So a staff, when you write it out, it has 5 lines and 4 spaces. On there, that's how we represent different music pitches that we will either play, or when we're composing our own music, we'll want someone else to perform for us. And remember that the notes, the earth note heads, those are the little black dots that look kind of like bumblebees, right? That we use to mark where each pitch is supposed to be on the staff. Now, let's start with one of our clefs. The first clef that we're going to work with is called the treble clef. It looks kind of like a really silly S, right? So on treble clef, we're going to start with the lines. Starting at the bottom, you have E, then G, then B, D, and finally F. A way that we remember this, and I know that I talk to you guys a lot about this in class, is that we say every good boy does fine, right? So every good boy does fine, right? E, G, B, D, F. And that's how you read the lines for treble clef. Now, let's go to the spaces. So how many notes would we have to have if we have how many spaces? Yeah, so we're only going to be using those 4 spaces today, but later on we'll add on more notes. In the spaces, it goes F, A, C, E, right? F, A, C, E. And that spells a word that a lot of us know, right? It spells the word face. And that's a way that you can remember which notes go in our spaces. Let's change which one we're using. Let's use bass clef. Yeah? So the bass clef looks kind of like a backwards C. I like to say that it looks kind of like the meh emoji. The 2 dots mark where the F line is at on our staff. Now, let's start the same way that we did with treble clef. Let's start with figuring out which notes are our line notes in bass clef. We have G, B, D, F, and then last is A. One saying for that would be good burgers deserve fries always. G, B, F, A. I kind of really like burgers with fries, and you guys know about my take the risk burger if you're in elementary. Another way that you can remember this would be good boys don't feed aliens. And that one's just a really silly one. I thought it'd be cool to just put that one in there. If you guys think you can come up with some more acronyms for our different notes on the lines or spaces, you can put them below and share with your friends. Next, we're going to do our spaces. Our spaces for bass clef is A, C, E, and G, right? A, C, E, G. The saying that I like to use for that one is all cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. And now look at that. We know the line and the space names on our bass clef staff. Finally, we're going to do our alto clef staff, right? So let me erase that. And now we're going to do alto clef, right? The alto clef looks kind of like a silly mustache symbol. And what it does is that the little pointer at the top of the mustache marks where the C line is. Let's look at this. Let's start with our lines again, right? How many lines do we have again on the staff? Oh yeah, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for alto clef, we have fat alley cats eat garbage. Now, a lot of you guys that are on viola, you have already started with our next ledger line, right? So for our line notes, we add in the word bags. FACEGB, where the ledger line would be. So that would go fat alley cats eat garbage bags. And that is how you will remember your first 6 notes that will be on a line in alto clef. In our spaces, we have G, B, D, F, and A. One saying that you could use for that is good boys do fine always. I couldn't come up with another one to do for that, so I'll leave that up to you guys. I kind of had liked good burgers deserve fries always, but we used that one for bass clef already. Why don't you guys see if you can come up with one and you send it to me or let me know your first virtual lesson. This is how we remember how to read notes in all 3 staffs. Try to remember all 3, but I just want you to focus on the one that corresponds with the instrument that you use. So treble clef, every good boy does fine in bass, that would go with violin. For bass clef, good burgers deserve fries always, and all cows eat grass, that would be for our cellos and our bass players. And finally, alto clef is for violas. That one was fat alley cats eat garbage, and then the 6th one was bags, right? For B. And our spaces was good boys do fine always. And these are the 2 phrases that you use for viola parts. If you guys have any questions about anything or have any confusion about what we went over today, be sure that you're sending me a message, that you're texting me, that you're messaging me on Skype, on Google, having the parent call me. Any of those ways, I can get back to you and help you as soon as you have any questions with your worksheet. If you are missing your worksheet, let me know that as well. Okay, have fun guys finishing your worksheet. Bye.